Hello. Happy Friday, everyone. Today I'll be looking at .NET Aspire. So I used to do C Sharp at the beginning of my career in .NET, but I haven't done it in such a long time. So I figured, and I saw mm, the news that they released, I think preview 6. I don't know when the initial preview 1 went out, but it was released like a couple of days back. So I figure it would be an interesting thing to look at and see what's happening in the .NET C Sharp world. Um, and this Aspire thing is basically, as they say here, it's a cloud ready stack for building observable, production ready distributed applications. And I'll go and try to deconstruct this today and see what it is, see how it works, what one can do with it. I If this is your first time joining, thanks for joining. Just to give you an idea how this works, I every once in a while, I try to do it every week. I pick a project and or technology, um, and then look through it, go through the documentation, try things out, try to figure out what it is, how it works, and get it to work. But I haven't looked at this before, so I have no clue. Like zero preparation on my side. Actually, I'm lying a little bit. I did download .NET, and I did download. Let me see, what are they calling it? I think they're calling it components. Yeah, so I think I did like .NET workload. I think it was workload download or workload install Aspire. So that's what I did. So I downloaded .NET, and then installed this Aspire workload, and that's it. Because I didn't want to spend time installing that uh, while live. So okay, so let's go. Let me see. I know there was a repo as well, and I don't know which one is better to go through. I know Microsoft has good documentation, at least good examples. So this is the repo, and I'm pretty sure this will, yeah, so this points back to this documentation. Um, the CI build has failed. Anyway, all right, let's take a look at, let's start from the beginning, what it is. It's a preview, overview. So opinionated, cloud ready stack, building observable production, ready distributed apps. It's delivered through a collection of NuGet packages that handle specific cloud native concerns. Okay, so cloud native apps often consist of small interconnected pieces of microservices rather than single monolithic code. Cloud native apps generally consume a large number of services, databases, messaging, caching. A distributed app is one that uses computational resources across multiple nodes, containers, such as containers running on different hosts. Deliver a cloud app, a specific type of distributed app that takes full advantage of its scalability, resilience, and okay. So it's designed to improve experience of building .NET cloud native apps, opinionated set of tools and patterns, helps you with orchestration, components, and tooling, and then it goes into what these different things are. Orchestration primarily focusing on enhancing the local development experience. We always want a good local experience, local dev experience. So it simplifies the management of your app's configuration and interconnections. Uh, .NET Aspire's orchestration is not intended to replace the robust systems used in production, such as Kubernetes. Instead, it provides a set of abstractions that streamlines the setup of service discovery. Okay, so these abstractions, okay, specified on a project containers executables. Oh, okay, so you can create the cloud native application. Is that what they're calling it? Just want to make sure. Um, yeah, cloud native application out of different .NET projects, containers, and then figure out how to connect them and discover them. write connect. So app host manages injecting write connection strings. All right. Some code. So, for example, using the following code creates a local Redis container resource and configures the appropriate connection string in the front end project with only 2 helper method calls. So .NET Aspire seems to be an SDK. So create a distributed application builder given the command line argument. Adds our Redis servers to this builder. Add the front end project to the application and configure it to use Redis server. Okay, so you could like compose the application like this. Let me click on the orchestration overview. And let's see how quickly I get bored with reading this and just jump into an example. But so there's more on orchestration. Okay, so you have an API to express resources and dependencies. So app model, define the app model. Okay, so we've seen this one. So app host project. Okay. And okay, so you can add like a project or a container image if you already have, or an executable, and then you can like inject things, dependencies into it. It's interesting. So it's this point sounds like this looks like Docker Compose a little bit. I don't know. Like get the different services together, connect them, right? Not necessarily injecting. Well, you can theoretically say one is dependent on the other, but you're not really in Docker Compose, right? Okay, so this was orchestration components. So, all right, so there's multiple components, I guess. Okay, let's see what's there. So available: Kafka, OpenAI, Blob Storage, Cosmos, Key Vault Service. Okay, so all the Microsofts or Azure services, and then different libraries, Redis, SQL. Okay, okay, all right. Let's go back to overview. So each component is designed to work with .NET Aspire orchestration. They're capable of flowing their configurations through dependencies based on .NET project and package references. So in other words, if example.service foo references service bar and service foo, then example service foo will inherit the components required. Okay. So it's like dependencies, but on like the component level almost. Service bus. So add service bus method handles that registers the client as a singleton in the dependency injection container. Applies configuration. All right, so you don't have to worry about configuration, I guess. So if you have, but you need some configuration somewhere, right? You have to tell it, hey, here's the service bus address or whatever, right? You need some configuration for the service bus itself, but then you can. I'm assuming you configure it once and then you can just add it to different projects or something or connect it together. Uh, service defaults. Okay, so let's do, and I think yeah, this was the overview. So let's do this is what I enjoy the most. So let's do a quick start and build our first .NET Aspire app. And I think I'll figure out. I'll be able to quicker figure out what this all is about and how it works. So let's see. So prerequisites, I already did the prerequisites. So I have .NET 8.0. I did use the .NET CLI that I downloaded to install the Aspire. I do have Docker Desktop, and I do have Visual Studio Code. I don't have the big Visual Studio, but here's the setup, and this is what I went through beforehand this morning. Without this, right? Where I did workload update, workload list, and it's there. And then I'm not using Podman, I'm using Docker. So we're all good on that front. You can use Visual Studio or .NET CLI. I'm going to use .NET CLI because I didn't install Big Visual Studio. So let's do that. So, looks like they have a starter project. So we'll do .NET new Aspire starter, and we'll say use Redis cache. Okay, and then output is what? Output is just the name of the folder or project, I'm assuming, right? Okay, so let's do that. Let's see what happens. It was created successfully. Okay, go. So it's did something. We have the Aspire sample folder with the Visual Studio solution file. I have Visual Studio. And there's app host, there's web project, there's app service, and there's service defaults. And these are all. So CS Proj is the, oh man, this brings back memories from working with C Sharp and VB at some point. But all right, so this is like an executable. This is an executable as well. These are some extensions. We'll look at the code. I'm just move this down. Yeah, why not? Let's install this. It's probably gonna help us a little bit. Okay, it's gonna enhance our C# environment with powerful tools. Okay, it's installed. I'm not gonna sign in right now, but we'll sign in later if needed. Okay. All right, so verify the following: whether data is retrieved from the API project. So API project is, I'm assuming, this one. Subsequent request, caching. Oh, okay, so the way it works looks like it's going to retrieve. So this is the API project. So web application, create builder, add service defaults, problem details. I don't know what that is. It builds the app, configures the exception handler, and then I think this just exposes the /weather forecast endpoint. And then a range of 5. It creates new weather forecast, 5 of them. Some random thing, picks a random summary, creates an array, and then returns the forecast, right? Okay, and default endpoints runs it, and then I don't know what the record. What is this? Oh, okay. So is record like a class, or if there's any C# .NET people, is record equivalent to like a class, or what is this? So let's see, C# records. There you go. Define a reference type, built-in functionality for encapsulating, allows record class and synonyms to define value, record or record class. So this is something like a class, or yeah, well, let's say it's close to a class, but not going to go deeper into that. But basically, weather forecast record is defined. It takes in date, temperature in Celsius, and an optional. Oh, that's nice. I think question mark means optional here. At least that's what I remember from JavaScript. Back when I was working using C#, there are no optional things, I think. So it takes in summary, and then it defines attribute, property, a public member that basically converts it from Celsius to Fahrenheit. All right. And then, so the first request, right? So the first time it starts, I'm assuming there's a web. Yeah, there's the web here. Okay, so there's an API. Okay, so this is the API client. This is where you define get weather forecast. Where's this coming from? Spire. Okay, so there's another weather forecast defined here. So then it's using HTTP client and get JSON. Okay, and this is where it's calling that API service here, right? Calls it, and then it adds it, and then it returns the array. Oh wait, why is this? Oh, never mind. Why is this the same? I don't get that. This looks very similar. Why is this same thing defined here? We already have defined here. Is it the same? It looks the same, right? Okay, and then it's the Bootstrap. Okay, and this is just it's components. Oh, it's using Razor. That's another thing that I have no clue about. As just a front end, like a website, right? And what's the app host? Okay, and the app host is the thing that brings everything together, right? Looks like it. Distributed app. Yeah, so this is where we're building our distributed application, and we're adding Redis cache, and then we're adding so this is nice, right? So you don't have to actually build anything. You can just reference the project itself, right? So we're referencing that API server project, and then we're adding the web project as well. And then we're saying we want an external HTTP endpoint. I'm assuming this is to make it accessible to me so we can hit the local host and see it, and then add the cache as well as the API server, and then actually run it. So I think this is the app host is the thing that we'll have to run to get everything up and running. And then service defaults. What is here? Service defaults, open telemetry, health check, service discovery. Okay, so this looks like it's sounds like some as it says, defaults uh, that the app is good. Oh, okay. So it adds like health checks and stuff, and open telemetry. And then this one, the defaults are being referenced here, right? Somewhere. No. Oh, wait. Are default? I saw them somewhere. Oh, there you go. So API service adds the service defaults. And then does the web add the same? Let's see. Maybe here, create builder. Yeah. Okay, so the service defaults are something that each service has. So you add it there, and then this one, the web one, is also adding Redis output cache. So it's referencing the cache, builder services, and adding the weather API client as an HTTP client, setting the address. Okay, and then same thing, builder. And then exception handler, if it's not development, static file. Okay, this seems like it's like a web specific or Razor specific thing, like static files and all those things. This might be output cache, might be related to this, but this is just a website, web page. I think there's no glue stuff in there, right? Glue code. So it looks like it's Aspire here in your components, and then like a main Aspire app host where you uh, connect and glue everything together. Right? All right, so let's run it. Yeah, and it is. So the app host is the main, the actual main project, right, that you're gonna run. So if I go Aspire sample, and then we go .NET run -- project Aspire. Okay, we are already there. Aspire sample .app host. It's gonna build everything because it references all the projects. Let's see what it's doing. It's building. It's warning or something on something. It's it has started. All right. Oh, there you go. So log into the dashboard at localhost. So let's do that. So let's open it here. What is this? This is not my app, I'm assuming. I think this is that way. Oh, I have the. Let me copy it here. There we go. So someone is trying to steal my thing. I'll be fine here. Okay. So this is the dashboard for like the Aspire app, I think. Oh, okay. So this will give me, I see like traces, metrics. I don't know why it's still loading stuff, but this is like my dashboard for my Aspire app where I'll see all the components, logs, structured logs, traces, maybe. Nothing's happening there. But yeah, let's go back here and continue because maybe I've missed something. Oh no, the app displays the .NET Aspire in the browser. Doesn't for me, but for now, find the web in the list of resources, select the project's local host endpoint. Okay, I don't see. Oh, unhandled. Let's reload. Why is this? Oh, maybe because I'm. Wait, let's see. Wow, this doesn't look. Oh, SSL stuff. Oh, maybe I need to be the HTTP. No, because we do define both. Yeah, there you go. So what is it saying? So gRPC, the SSL connection could not be established. See another exception. The remote certificate is valid, untrusted. Oh, okay. I'm assuming this is related to this thing here, right? ASP.NET Core Developer Certificate is not trusted. All right, so let's take a look at this one. What do I have to do here? So trust the ASP Core on Windows and Mac, .NET Info. Oh, okay. So we have to do installing. Yeah, so let's do that. So this was probably one of the things that I missed in the setup, maybe. Trusting. Yeah, we'll trust that. Why not? We'll blindly trust things, right? And let's close this. And I think this should work. Oh, there you go. This looks better. Okay, so it was the trust. This is pretty good. I mean, in terms of like some of the things that I look at, like if something fails, it typically is like a 10 or 15-minute detour into trying to figure out yeah, what's wrong. Uh, Googling here, Googling there, trying. But this was pretty nice. Actually, I should have read this and then just clicked. But anyway, all right. So we have it up and running. That's nice. So yeah, it shows the all the resources in the Aspire app. So we have a container. So let's double check that there's actually a container running as well. Not that I don't trust that it is, but yeah, look at that. There's Redis. Redis is up and running. Let me close this a little bit. So the Aspire app spun up Redis for us, and then the API service project, and then the web front end. And I think the next step is telling us to click the web front end endpoint and go to the actual website. There you go. So this is the app. This is that front end application front end project. Welcome to your new app. There's some counter that we can click on. Uh, there's the weather that actually calls the, yeah, we get back 5 random forecasts. And this was the first call. I think the way that code was set up, first one was going to the actual service, the API service, and then I think subsequent ones go to Redis, right? But let's see. I'm curious to see the metrics. How does that look like? So let's see API Web Service. Select instrument. Okay. Okay. There's nothing here. Active requests, open telemetry. Nice. That's pretty. Open connections. There's 2 of them. Request duration, DNS lookup, garbage collection, Kestrel. Kestrel is the IIS, or like the actual like server, I guess, that serves the API. That's pretty nice. You get something. Oh, there you go. Request duration here. Um, and this was API service, and then we can look at the web front end as well. The same thing, I guess, or similar. That's pretty nice. Traces. There we go. Let's look at can we? Oh, I can't sort. Get weather. 57 seconds? Why was this 57 seconds? This doesn't make sense. That's not right, right? We didn't wait for 57 seconds. Where was that? Maybe that was this one, right? 10:26. Yeah, we definitely didn't wait for 57 seconds. Oh, Martin is saying the initial demo runs one demo project, creates a dashboard. Next steps are adding additional projects. Ah, yeah. Yeah, so you basically you compose the app. Find the front end pages subfolder, uh, pages subfolder of the client web. Okay. So Martin is the C# and .NET master. uh, he's done this. It was in component. Oh, components pages. There you go. Yeah. So that's the main page, right? Does it reload? That's why I'm curious. Not the most important thing, but for local dev, hello Friday. It doesn't. Oh, I would expect maybe there's like a dev mode. I would expect this to be like automatically reloading, but maybe we'll get to that. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I don't know how they got like 57 seconds here, but never mind. So, and then you can actually go and break it down. This looks very similar to uh, like Zipkin or Jaeger, and I'm pretty sure since they're using open telemetry. Well, I don't know what they use for traces, but pretty sure you could hook it up with that as well. So, and then you get logging. Nice. That's a nice thing, right? From like zero to an app with the dashboards, with everything in like a couple of minutes. Not too bad. Weather page, weather data, continue occasionally within eventually. Oh, okay. So it shows us that the data is cached, right? So if we say balmy, sweltering, cool bracing. So if we would refresh, yeah, so look at the data is same as I'm refreshing, so that's cached, and then when it changes, it's basically getting the refetching it again. Oh, Martin is saying in VS you have hot reloading. Okay, is it in VS Code as well, or maybe it's let's see, .NET Aspire, but that's not necessarily right. Oh, I would do .NET Watch, I guess, or something like that. Uh, Anyway, well, I'm not going to worry about that right now, but good to know that it's there. Congratulations. Yay. All right. So the dashboard, we click through the dashboard, resources, console. Oh, console. We haven't looked at that one. It was here, right? Console. So APIs. Oh, okay. Shows the logs and it actually watches the logs, right? So if I would refresh, we should see well, depending if we have I don't think the logging is in that logs the request. It doesn't. Maybe Webfront does. Yeah, so Webfront does the logs when it processes the requests. Traces as well. Metrics. Yep. All right. So API service, minimal API project, the defaults project, the orchestrator is the app host, and this is the one. The startup has to be the startup project. An API service. Service defaults. Okay. Share project to manage configurations that are reused across the projects and usually related to resilience, service discovery, and telemetry. Okay, so the idea here is that the defaults, and I'm assuming you could probably have multiple defaults. Like if you want to say this set of 7 components will use these defaults, and then set of other 5 will use the other defaults. Because let me see how you reference those. Maybe it's like automatically picks up. There has to be only one. Yeah, it links to this one. Yeah, so it adds all these things to all of your services, right, that imported, and you have to import it explicitly or add it. I guess might be the right word. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And then Blazor app project. Yeah, and then both of them. Yeah, we've seen this. Plays a role. Okay. App host is responsible for acting as an orchestrator. So from the project file, you set the Aspire host to true. And do you have to, like, let me see. Oh, you do have to then include the projects or reference the projects, I guess, in order for the app host to build them. So if I go to this guy, yeah, so this one is referencing the CSproj files for the API service and the sample one. Yeah, and this is the executable. Okay. Okay, adding Redis, adding web front end, builder pattern, Redis. But how does it actually know? So if I add Redis, right? So we added here, and then I think we're referencing it in the web front end somewhere. There's a Redis. Let me close this. Like, how does it know what to use Redis for? Is there maybe some more code here somewhere? Whether no, these are just no. Trying to see where is it actually, like someone somewhere has to reference that Redis cache, right? These are just the presentation stuff. So it adds the Redis output cache. But where is it, like, where is the call to dot Redis dot add? uh, that's what I'm trying to see. Is it here on the API maybe? How does it know what to cache? That's what I'm trying to understand, right? Oh, assigning the returned value to the variable which is of type Redis resource. Okay. Calls app purchase. It also chains multiple passing the cache and API server. The with reference another fundamental, which injects either service discovery information or connection string. Yes, so I get that, but where's this Redis cache? Oh, actually, let's do a search, right? Cache. Yeah, it's not a. Oh, there you go. No, so this is just adding it. It's not it. Use. So there's use and add output cache and use output cache. Oh, there you go. Is this the reference? On the weather page, it's saying output cache duration equals 5. So I'm assuming that's 5 seconds, and then it refreshes. Yeah, so Aspire is not, so it's not Aspire using it. So what I'm trying to figure out, I think this is what it's actually saying. Oh, this is what you should cache, right? Because it's saying add Redis output cache called cache, and then in the app it's saying use output cache, and then in the Razor file it's saying output cache and then some duration. So I think this is the way where it uses it, right? Yeah, because there's no other place where it's being used. This is the only spot where it's being used, right? I think can we see this? Is there? Yeah, there's no logs here. I'm trying to see how. Oh, I guess if I comment this out, oops, is this how you comment things out? Maybe. And then stop this and then rerun it. I think on every refresh, I should now get a fresh set of random data. So if you want to learn more on Aspire, follow David Fowler, Super Tech Dude. Yeah. Oh, he owns Aspire. I didn't know that he owns it. I remember David from building 17, I think, back when I was at Microsoft. I think his team was on the same floor. Mm. All right, let's do web front end, and let's see. I think this will. Now, if I refresh, I'll always get a different response. Yeah. Okay, so it is this, right? So this attribute here is how you reference how you tell what you want to use the cache for or where you want to use it, I guess. So if I make 30 seconds, and I'm assuming these are seconds there. So if I do 30 seconds, then I can start refreshing this page, and the first one will be different. So the first one will refresh. And now for 30 seconds, we'll be getting the same thing. Yeah, okay. All right, so we think we figured this one out. This is how you connect or reference things. But this is just my um, unfamiliarity with Razor and new things in .NET in general, or ASP.NET, or all these things. All right, service defaults, shared project. So okay, and then let's see, service defaults, and this is referencing OpenTelemetry. Oh, is it referencing whatever it needs to use? And then in the project, it just, I think, configures stuff, right? Let's see. So there's a class, static class called extensions. Oh, and I think we call, this is probably called somewhere internally when you say add service defaults, like these are then called by the Aspire SDK at some point somewhere. Uh, so add service defaults. I think this is the one that we call. Yeah. So this is the one that's called by us, by the services, and then this one then adds the OpenTelemetry exporters, health checks, whatever it needs to do. Prometheus. Oh, there you go. You can do Prometheus endpoint. Let's see. So if you have Prometheus running, oh, but do we have to? Oh, we would have to add like a Prometheus package and then reference it here, right? How do I add? Is it NuGet get? How do I add this package to the? Yeah, I don't know what the version is, right? So let's see how to add to Aspire project. And I'm sorry, these are like generic things that people like. If you're doing, if you've done .NET, you should probably. Oh, there you go. Add package. Okay, so it's. Let me stop. So I'll do .NET add package, name of the package, and I'm not gonna provide a version. Oh wait, any product Aspire sample. No. Where? Oh wait, it's not Aspire. Oh, I have to be in the service. Aspire sample service defaults, right? Service defaults. It didn't find the CS proj file, right? So .NET add package open telemetry. There you go. Perfect. So it should be here. Prometheus. No. Oh, maybe I have to reference it. Wait. Oh no. Wait. It looks like it failed. Sorry. It failed because there are no stable versions. All right, so okay, so I have to do dash dash like this. So if I do version and explicitly provide a version, yeah, there you go. This one now added the Prometheus there. So if I go to the extensions, this is now fine, right? And then if we rerun this package. .NET. Oh, what was that? Wait, .NET reload, automatic, hot reload, right? That's what Martin said. You've been doing, Martin, right? Blazor apps. Weren't you doing some development with that? I remember. I think. Yeah. So that's for all and later. Oh, but that Blazor WebAssembly .NET Watch. So if I do .NET Watch like this. Oh, look at this. We might. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised. Well, let's wait that this actually works. But I'm pleasantly surprised how, like, what I was expecting by running that command, that I would get like, oh no, it's not going to work. It's just some errors or some warnings or something. But this is pretty much. Oh, very nice. Let's go here and let's make a change and see if this works. Or maybe I was speaking too soon. No, but it did start. This is this one. Oh, there's two endpoints. Why are there two endpoints and none of them is launching? Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. We can look at the logs. Oh, there you go. Prometheus. Oh, there you go. So argument exception in the. Why would this fail now if I added the defaults there? Could not be found configured on the provider meter provider. Okay, so it was because I added. So let's comment this out and we'll at least try the reloading. There you go. So it does reload it. And now if I go back, I don't know why that failed though. There you go. Yeah, so this works. And if we go here, oh, there, there go. Pages. Hello again. Yeah, did it restart? Oh, yeah, there you go. It does work. I have to refresh, but it worked. Also, you're saying it needs configuration in the web app as well, somewhere here. Maybe. We'll see. Let's continue on the this guy. So this is where was I? So this was in the service defaults. So uncomment to following line to enable Prometheus endpoint. Yeah, so if I enable this, the web project fails. Why would the web project fail? That's what I don't get. Like, why? Because this is just exposing something. Why would I have to configure something in the web project as well? Right? Like, what config does it need? Um, I'll come back to that one. Orchestrating services, service communication, provides orchestration. Yeah, so this is how you connect the things. Cache was added, and the front end app defines so that's the front end down here. It was in this one, right? So it defines a typed HTTP client that's used to communicate with the HTTP project. So API client, get weather async, turn await. Oh, this one has some more stuff here than whatever they have on the docs here. Okay. But it's the same thing. It's calling that endpoint that's on the API project, right? They check configure to use. Okay. And then web project adds the defaults, adds the output cache. Oh, and this is where it binds it. So this was here. There you go. So builder, services add, HTTP client. Is this the weather API here just like to get the types or why? Oh, this is actually telling what to call. Okay. And it's setting the base address here. Okay. Service defaults, output cache, and configures base address to be APIs. This is the name that was used when adding the API project application model. Automatically resolve. Okay. All right. I mean, this looks pretty neat. I guess if we would add a like a different endpoint here. So let's say app.map get. I'll do hello world. Why not? And how do you just return like a string? We'll just do return hello world. Is that enough? Oh, I need to. So if I have that, if I define that, let's see how we can call that endpoint from the web. So we'll go here. I think the API client is the same, but then we'll do a public. I'll do an async, even though there's nothing async there. Task weather forecast. So this is returning a list of. So I basically return a string. So I can just do, right, task. Because I'm returning a single string, I can do task string, I think. And then, yeah, get hello world async cancellation token, and then actually calling the HTTP client. Get. Oh, I can do get string. So this will actually return me a string. But you can also do JSON if you want, and then you specify the record, the how you're so you get strong types, I guess. So you strongly type like actual record that represents your thing. Um, okay, so if we have get hello world async, so let's see where do we call this one. So we add it here. Oh, and then we have to probably somewhere here, right? We would just. Oh, actually, I know what I'm going to do. Let's do it this way. Let's go back to here and we'll say greeting. All right, and then we'll just return hello world. And we go back to, let's get greeting async. Is that the naming convention in .NET C#? To have like the name of like get, like the verb, and then the name of like the endpoint, I guess, and then async afterwards. I think so, right? So greeting, okay. And then if we go to pages, let's say home. Oh, let me look at how it's done here, so I'll know. Okay, so we do inject, and this will give us access to this weather API, and then weather API. Oh, and then we can add code like this. Forecast. Oh, okay, so I can do private string greeting, and then override on initialize. I'm assuming that's when the page reloads. We're gonna call the weather API, and we're gonna call that get greeting method we define. We're gonna get the greeting, and then we can use that up here, right? Oh, what's the format? Like this, greeting. Let's see how wrong or right I was. Oh, I was right. There you go. That's pretty neat. Yes, if I go here, oh, not here. Say hi. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it works. That's pretty nice. And I like the hot reload because without a hot reload, there's no way you would want like to stop the app and rerun it all the time. Oh, and then I guess we could, let's see, let's try the caching as well, just to make sure that it works. So if I would do, how do I do? All right, so we would define outside or greetings equals new, like new. Oh, nice. There you go. So we'll create an array of greetings, and then we'll just do, how do I get the random? So random, what is shared? Next. Oh, nice. So this is the, I guess, max value. Yeah, it's the length of the, should it be like this, right? And then we're just randomly returning a greeting. Let's see. Oh, this is just returning the, never mind. So this is the, this is returning the index, and then we have to return the actual value at that index. There you go, right? So we always get a different one. And I think I was right with -1 here, right? Let's see. Maybe I wasn't. All right, anyway, so we always get a different one. And then if we wanted to use a cache, we would say, we'd add this to the home page, this one. So we're injecting that thing, and we're adding this attribute saying the cache duration is, well, let's say 30 seconds. So we'll have the same hey there for 30. Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's really nice. And then after, by the way, I'm clicking refresh. And in 30 seconds should be any second now. We should be at 30 seconds. Yes, 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 no. Maybe I was lying. It's still the same. It's still the same. 30 seconds have passed, right? All right, maybe I don't really understand it completely. Oh, do I need the stream rendering maybe? I don't know what that means. What is stream rendering? Aspire. Maybe I need that one. Blazor. Render modes. Oh, there you go. What is this? Stream rendering. Okay, it doesn't really tell me anything. Maybe here. Stream rendering. Stream rendering. You can now stream content updates, but when using static server side, stream rendering can improve the user experience. Oh, okay. I don't know. There you go. Yeah, that it was maybe 30 seconds. Maybe I was like too impatient, but yeah, it looks like that's how you add things to it. That's nice. Given that like the only big thing that like my lack of knowledge of C sharp that I lost over the years. That's the only thing that's like, it would take me a while to get used to it. But I mean, just how everything works together, it's pretty interesting. And I guess I could just create another project, and I'm pretty sure there's a .NET new command to add a new API project, right? To define like a different API, different service, even, and then you just basically hook it up like that. That's pretty neat. Okay, so tutorial. What is this one? So add .NET Aspire to an existing app. So if you already have an app, you can add to it. Oh, Aspire apps with Node.js. Look at that. How does this work? No, so there's an Aspire. What now? It's a 6. Angular. Okay. Oh, React. So okay. So it's the same thing. Let me look at the code. I'm not going to pull this one down, but let's take a look at the code at least. Let's do that. What? Doesn't work? Oh, because I'm in incognito. Let me open this in this guy. Yeah, that looks better. And by the way, if you press dot, it's going to set up a web editor for you. If you didn't know that, that's your tip of the week. Go to any GitHub repo and then press dot on your keyboard to get get a browser, or get an editor in a browser rather. Samples, Aspire with JavaScript, their service defaults, same thing, I guess. I think it looks very similar, same thing. And then a React app, but this is just a actual React app. But how does it? What's the? Oh, okay. Is it running it as? Maybe it's running it as Docker container. It's not actually. Let's take a look. No, it actually does have Node.js, like a package that it's referencing over here. It's add npm app. That's how you add an existing one with reference weather API. So you're also injecting a weather API to the React app somehow. Oh, and then it's saying publish as Docker file. What does that mean? So if I go to React app, so this one is consuming the weather API somehow, somewhere. Let's see. API weather forecast like this. And where is this? Who define? Oh, and I'm assuming the the Aspire host app, right, is setting this up, right? So this is a well-known endpoint at this point for any React app. There's nothing else, right? This React app is just a typical normal React app, and then it's calling this API weather for it's expecting this API weather forecast to be there when it makes the call, and then weather forecasting is being injected here, right? And then the weather API, add a project, Aspire minimal weather API, Aspire JavaScript minimal APIs. It's gonna be Aspire this one. Oh, and that's like um like a C sharp thing. Oh, it's the same weather forecasting. Yeah. With name, with open API. Oh, so you can also do like Swagger. Look at that. You can do Swagger and Swagger UI. Is that like by default? Let's see. So if we go to, so Swagger is a way to describe your API. You get a nice UI where you can test things out. Let's try that. So let's go API service. Yeah, so that was in the API, right? So in here, add service defaults, what is problem details? That's what I, what? Oh, for failed requests. Oh, okay, okay. And then builder dot services dot, what can we add? Add HTTP logging. Oh, let's add HTTP logging just for fun. Because previously we didn't have those, right? Configure options. What are the configure options? Delegate to configure. So we do like this. No. This is where my lack of C# knowledge comes in. Let's see, .NET Aspire. I need to configure it somehow, right? So we'll see here. So use. Oh, I can just do use. Okay, I can just do use and then add. Oh, okay, there you go. So we would say builder.services.use. No? Wait. Use. Oh, app. It was app. It was down here, right? App.use HTTP logging. Yes. So we're going to use it and then add HTTP logging is, so we'll do logging. And what can we define here? Oh, you can add like request headers and limits and stuff. So basically don't need this, right? Use HTTP logging should be enough, I think. So let's see. So if I go back to the app, actually to this one, look at the console from, this was API service, right? So we didn't get, some failures here, but I don't know if this is, oh, I probably have to add the NuGet package, probably, right? I have to install it. Yeah, there you go. Is it? No, wait. HTTP logging, the empty lambda. Okay, add the following line, log level, so the HTTP logs are displayed. So do I need to add this or do I need to install something? That's what I'm not sure. Let's see. So it's saying invalid operate, unable to resolve service of type object pool logging while attempting to activate HTTP logging middleware. Okay, so let's do a search for this. So service for this one. No, probably not. But oh, there you go. No, that's the same page. Oh, I have to do use, right? Wait, oh, sorry, I have to do add. So I have to do builder services.add HTTP logging, but then an empty one, right? Whoops. That's what they're doing here, right? HTTP logging and what's the, oh, it's the same. So logging equals like empty, right? Maybe it's this. Maybe it only works. Yeah, it looks like that's what it was. So go to weather. We should see some logs here. I'm not seeing any logs. Do I also have to enable them? Yeah, I have to add this. App settings, development JSON, logging middleware in a log level like this. Well, will it reload the app as well? So let's do, maybe I need to rerun it. Let's see. All right, let's refresh. Oh, not this one. Wait. Structure, console, API service. And then if we refresh here, should be, oh, there you go. Yeah. All right, there. So it was those three things. It was the configure logging, and then either you configure it or you just pass in an empty thing, or and add it, and you add the HTTP logging middleware, so then you actually get some logs here. So now we could see that the caching works, right? See, now if I'm refreshing, there's no entries, and then after I think 5 seconds or whatever, we should see another, or 30, whatever it was, it will actually add an entry there. Yes, maybe. Yeah, just trust me, it works. Yeah, there's still no logs because it's still like returning it from Redis. That should be soon. There it was. So I was looking at 43, and then actually, yeah, this was the next one then. Yeah. Perfect. So that's the logging. And now I forgot what I was looking at. Oh, I was looking at this one, right? Oh, we wanted to add Swagger, right? Yeah. So let's see how that works. Looks like it's the same thing. Learn about configuring. And what is in? Oh, there's so many things that you can add here. That's nice. So builder services, add Swagger. Oh, this one doesn't have it. Maybe I have to install it, or Swashbuckle. Why this? I remember that name. Core CLI. Oh, I have to add. I have to add this project. What? Wait. Can be added with the following approaches. Wait. So there are three main components: Swagger, Swagger Gen, Swagger UI. Swashbuckle can be added with the following approaches. Add. Oh, so this is adding this Swashbuckle package to that CS proj. So I will do .NET add. Nope. Actually, I would go into Aspire sample dot, what was it? API service, and then from here I would say .NET add. Probably I don't have to add the CS proj because I'm in the folder. I'm gonna assume things here. So I'll add a package called Swashbuckle. Let's copy this. Yep. So this will add it to that current project that I'm in, which was this one. And then add. Oh, nice. There you go. Swagger Gen. It's there. So we add the Swagger. And is there anything else? Oh, and then basically they're saying only added for the dev. Yeah, so let's do that as well. Why not? So how do you I guess figure out the best way and which order to do that. So app.environment is development. So if we're in development environment, then yep, we want to do this. Okay, so let's rerun project, watch. This is pretty nice. To be completely honest, I didn't expect it to be this nice. Oh, there's a token here. So there you go. So let me copy this. Okay. And forecast. Now we have to figure out what the actual swagger is. It just slash swagger or UI or something? Oh, it looks like it's failing because it's not. Maybe I forgot something. Let's look at the logs. Yeah, of course. There you go. So, error while validating the service descriptor can be using services from the service container and default values. No constructor. Oh, did I miss? Do I have to do some setup action in here? Like this, maybe? Let's see. Let's see if this is correct. No, it's not. Let's do a search here. There you go. Turns out I forgot to add controllers. Okay, I don't have add controllers. But we can go and look at here. So do I need to? Oh, there is an add controllers thing. So maybe I have to add that as well. Builder dot services dot add controllers. This method will, okay. So let's see. Oh, that was it? Okay, and then is it Swagger UI or is it just Swagger? Yeah, there you go, Swagger. Nice. I don't know why it's not showing us anything, but at least we got the Swagger UI. Let me see if this one is. Yeah, I don't know why. What is this add controllers thing was actually doing? Is a require for minimal API. So the call to add endpoints API Explorer is only needed for minimal. I don't know what that means, but let's add it. Let's see. So add controllers here. Oh, I know why. It's probably because I defined an empty Swagger doc. So this one should probably generate it dynamically. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. So that's what it was. So let's do Swagger, or maybe not. What? Maybe it is the here. Where was I? This one. Endpoints Explorer. So builder services dot add endpoints API Explorer. Go see if this makes the there you go. So this one actually shows you like the actual endpoints, right? So then you can, if you haven't seen this before, what you can do here, you can actually try out the API, right? And we get the response. Let me zoom in. Get a response here, and then same for the greeting, right? Try it out, execute. There you go. We get hi, and then next time we should get something else. Howdy. Yeah, there you go. It's pretty nice. And then you have this Swagger JSON. And what you can do with this Swagger JSON is you can actually take the API definition and then use this file to generate an SDK for your API if you need and or want it. So that's pretty nice as well, right? So you can get like a strongly typed JavaScript, whatever SDK, to consume that API. Let's backtrack. So yeah, so that was Swagger. Oh, this was just looking at that sample project, right? The minimal API. Let's go back. So this was Swagger. Wait, I was where? Logging. Oh, we were here looking at that sample app. Setup and tooling. Let's see if we can add some like other, uh, like another component or something like that. So let's do fundamentals. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that you can like read through and figure out. And from like a high level, like stuff works, right? It's great, but then the devil's in the details, I guess. Let's see. Oh yeah, so there's Azure AI component. So this is how you can add something Azure related. So you add the package. add the component, but then I'm assuming I'll have to be signed in here, right? To use any of the. There we go. Let's do storage. Yeah, why not? Let's do storage. Azure Right. That's the name of the emulator. Okay, let's do Azure Right. Let's use the Azure Right. Where is it? We have that. Explore the completed. No, set up Azure Storage .NET CLI. So this is actually adding a new project. Actually, well, let's do. I don't want to create a new project. I want to add storage to whatever we have. So let's see what's here. Create and connect. Azure Developer CLI. I don't need Azure Developer. Oh, is that like a new CLI? AZD? Is that different than the AZ CLI? Or was this just a rebrand? It used to be AZ, right? But I think it's they just rebranded it probably. So let's see how we can do Azurite, Azurite, download. Emulator, there you go. Install Azurite, Docker Hub, GitHub. Install. Do I have to install it there? Docker Hub. Oh, it's an actual image. Okay, well, looks like there's a VS Code extension for it as well. So install Azure, right? There it is. Let's install it. That's pretty nice. I like the one of the biggest pet peeves for me is like whenever I'm trying something out or working on something is the lack of tooling that would allow me to run stuff locally, right? Like I don't mind. It's not the money, right? Going to a cloud provider, signing up and paying whatever $5 per month or whatever it is, whatever you're going to use it. It's not that. It's just clicking there. There's always like it always adds at least a couple of hours to everything, right? When you have to do it, at least when you're for testing. I'm not talking about production here. Don't run Azurite in production, right? You probably won't, but yeah, I like that they have at least something that you can run things locally. Okay. All right. So they have some default ports. I don't think I'm using anything out of ordinary there. So we have Azure Right, and I guess we can just do like blob storage for something. So what we would do is, so what are we going to do? Let's say something very simple. Let's go with the API service. And we will add, let me close this. Let's say add an endpoint. That's going to be a map post, right? There we go. And we'll say store, store, save a name, a post name. And then that's what we'll do. And then store the name in the blob storage. Such a stupid thing, but actually, is blob storage is not really for that, right? So maybe we should use like a table instead. I don't think it really matters, but yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's use a table, right? In the table, I think table is we can do tables use client, and okay, we'll do that. So we need to add the package. So let me open another window here, and we'll go to aspire sample dot API service. And from here, what we'll do is we will add the tables package. A lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. There's an OK here, so let's assume that this will work. Let's see. Let me actually see, because last time something failed and I didn't notice it right away. No, it looks like I think it added the packet. Well, we can double check right here. Yeah, there you go. Aspire Azure Data Tables. Okay, so we have it there. Example usage in add extension to register the client. Okay, so we have to say, hey, this is what we want to use. Component consuming project. Is that, oh, that's the, okay, so that's the actual project where I'm using this. So let's go, so let's do this. This is logging, whoops, logging stuff. I'll add the controllers here as well because that's what it was. And then this one is Swagger stuff and Azure table stuff. Builder, add Azure table client, and let's call it tables just like we have there. And then to retrieve the table service client instance using the dependency injection, define it as a constructor parameter. Consider the following example. That's not a, so how do I get it here? Oh, maybe I need like a, what do I need, like a class? Oh, let's do this. So class. Wait, let's actually see. Oh, it's no. I have to do it like so. I have to. Okay, I'll come back to that one, but I also have to go to the app host and then do our tables. Right. Let's yeah, tables builder dot add Azure storage. Oh, okay, so it's add Azure. What? Oh, I have to install the yeah. We have to add this package. So you have to add the package to the project where you're actually using the thing, as well as into the host project. Let's add it. Oop, what did I do? Let's add it there. So we're adding it to the host project. Yep. And then from here, we'll do builder dot add Azure storage. We'll call it storage, just like they do there, and then add tables. Oh, and then you can explicitly add whatever you want, right? So we're doing tables, we're calling it table, and then add project, sample project with references. Oh, so we do add project, and I think we do with reference tables, right? Ah, that's how you add it. Okay. All right. So add project, and we're basically saying add the tables to the API server, API service, and then in the API service, we are adding it here, adding the client. So this allows us to actually instantiate and use the client. And this was telling us to retrieve using define it as a constructor parameter. So where are we constructing things? That's what I don't understand now. Because because I don't really have, I'm not constructing anything here. Creating a builder. Let's see, did I have an example here? On Aspire Azure data tables. They probably have an example. Oh, there's a tutorial. So let's take a look because I'm not sure how do I have to create, like, what is an app? So app builder app. Like somehow I need to in here, right? Let's say, where was that? Like in here, I need to get access to like the table client, and I need to inject that table client somehow, but I'm not injecting it into the endpoint here. I have to inject it somewhere else, um, like earlier. So let's see. There's a completed app. So let's take a look at this one. Source, app host. Oh, there's a worker. Oh, is it a different? Does it have to be like a different type of project? Probably not, right? Backgrounds, query. Yeah, see, this one actually has like a class. That's and then in the constructor, you're injecting it in, so then you can use it later somewhere down there. Services, add hosted service, add Azure Queue service, queue connection, queue service client, get queue client. Yeah, I basically need this, right? I need the instant, like a reference to this client somewhere. We'll find. So let's do Aspire table storage. Right, Azure table storage from an API service project like that. Table storage in it. Maybe here are some discussions. Did it build? Okay, no. Credentials. Someone's doing the same. My app host. Yeah, that's what I have as well. But if you don't want, you can use add connection string instead. So this is app host. Yeah, so this is what we have. That's fine. But then how do I... Oh, quite convenient for a spy to manage creation. You can also use the Azurite simply by doing this. Builder add Azure. So this was here, right? Builder add Azure storage. Use... But wait, is this in the... Let me see. Go to app host. So add Azure storage. Yeah, let's do use emulator here. I'm assuming I can do that, right? Let's do I can't. Builder add Azure storage. Maybe this is an old one, like an old thing. They don't have it. Maybe add tables, maybe here. No. But adaptation with environment. Okay. That's 2 weeks ago. So there you go. It's not that old. Connection strings from the docs. All right, there you go. There's some docs. But that's, I think, for the connection strings, right? Preview, following, connecting, banana. I'm trying to use my Microsoft user account. Okay. Let's open this one as well. Okay, so this is actually just a connection string. And then setting the credentials. I'm not gonna use the credentials because I'm running. I hope to run the emulator, right? We have that. I'm just trying to figure out how can I actually use this. So if you don't have Aspire, that's fine. It's fine with carrots, secrets. So connection string, yeah, this is not really what connection strings, parameter example. No. Oh, parameter consumes. Get oh, this is just reading stuff. Oh, there you go. Is that the... Whoa. I got tangled in the cables here. Context. But what is my DB context? Where is that coming from? So do I need to... Is there like a context that... Oh, add SQL. Yeah, but I don't know where that's coming from. Let's see. How to consume and .NET Aspire Azure table in an API project. Let's open this one. I think this is the one that I was I was at. So to register it. Yeah, see the table service client. But how, oh, maybe that's the context? That's not the context, right? Configuration. It's configuration providers, inline delegates. This is just setting the settings, I guess. Named instances. Configuration options, health checks, observability, login tracing metrics. Sure, no. Aspire. Maybe there's something in the GitHub repo there. And if anyone who's still watching knows or has an idea, let me know. Component. Yeah, this is going to take me to. So there has to be a way somehow for me to like get the. I think it doesn't really matter which one is it, right? It's the same. Like you need a way. Like I need to figure out what this is, right? How do I get the the actual instance in my API service? And what is this? Is there a type of project? Well, there's an actual web project, but I don't have any. There's nothing. Or is there like? There's definitely not in debug, right? Program.cs is the only like the only file. Do I have like app? Let's see. Add tables. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Is that the one? Table client. And then wait, and then in the app I do add tables, but then how do, whoops, that's not it. Let me see. Let me see if let's Google for this one. And .NET Aspire. Let's see what's here. And this one, maybe that's how you add it. Register stuff. Add Azure client. Add secret. Da, da, da. Okay, okay. This is just registering stuff. But then how do I use register? Oh, there you go. Oh, but I don't have a controller, right? How do I like where this is the same thing? Yeah, like how do I don't have I need a way to get access to this one. Does this one return something? I don't think so, right? Registers. Let's do add table. I don't know. How did I get this? Yeah, this is the same. It's just showing the connection strings, and this is my lack of knowledge around around this whole thing. Is there like a get thing? Configuration equals get type. Time no map. Connections, map controller, map get. I think these are just, yeah, endpoints, methods, patch post, put, swagger, map when, run, services. Is there like a get? Oh, is that how I? Oh, but that's not it's not a service per se, right? It's a services. Is there like a client? Let me see. Build service clients with different names. Yeah, see this one, all of these have controllers, right? And I don't have a controller. Is this one creating like, Source controllers. The vendor will not register service for views. The vendor configures. So is it controllers? Then what is the controllers? Add. Oh, this is just the same. I need a way to get access to the .NET. Oh, let's see. .NET Aspire, add. Where is it? Add Azure table client. Connect. Create a sample. Oh, so this is the one that I started at. But this is doing this worker, right? So creates a worker, adds a solution, adds a host, connects the thing to add it on as the Blazor app. Adds the, we added this, right? Have that. Yes. Add the components to the app. Add calls to add Azure extension application of, but before add service defaults. Wait. Build. Okay, so the client. So this needs to be before service defaults. Like here, it's not going to make any difference because we still haven't figured out how to use it. Ah, there you go. Right? App.services.get required service. Bleh. All right. So over here, if I say var table service, I can do app.services.get required service, and then Azure table client, and I need a using statement somewhere. So is it using Azure store what data.tables? No, I need to get the client, right? Good. Required blob service client and table service client. Oh, it's table service. Yeah, it's table service client. Never mind. Okay, so that, and then table service, create table, create table if not exist async, and we'll say names. Oh, nice. Is there like a wait? Can I do a wait, like async here and then await? Do that. Yes. This one returns anything. Returns response. Okay, I'm gonna care. Let's say it's gonna work, right? And then we're gonna do table. Oh wait, no. Get table client, table service. Get, is there like a get table client names? So we're gonna get the table. The first one was the service. So this one will be, is this async as well? No. So this will be table. Let's call it table client, right? So we'll say create a table, get the reference to the client, and now we can add stuff to it, right? Account name, add entity, new table entity, add entity, is that what it's called? And then, whatever the type is, let's do add entity C#.NET, because this is probably generic, right? Give me an example. What is an entity? It could be anything. No, that's not it. Aspire, even though it's not as specific to Aspire, but add table. That's table client. Account name, add entity, adds a table entity of type into the table. So add entity. Can it just be a string? No, it can't be. It has to have some structure, I guess. Let's see. Dynamic table entity? No. Azure table, add entity example. Add entity. Oh, there. Tip 83. There we go. Oh, I have to create like a. Okay, so let's do a quick class name entity is I table entity. Yep, and then we would say public string name. Do I need anything else? Oh, the partition key and stuff, right? I think that's the public string name, partition key. What else? So row key timestamp e tag. So let's do row key timestamp e tag. Right. So those are the required ones, and this one is coming from where? From Azure. Go, and then a constructor name entity takes everything in. Actually, string name. And it's to, we don't have to do date. We don't have to do anything else. We can set it here, right? We'll say names example. And row key is going to be whatever the name is. And date is going to be, oops. Oh, it's timestamp, right? It's going to be now. Okay. Nullable, non-null value. What? Oh, we need like an empty one as well. This. Anyway. All right. So we have this. And then over here, I could say name entity, new name entity, and pass in the name, right? But it looks like I'm missing something somewhere. Precede top level. What? Do I need to have this in a separate class or like a separate file? Or why is this? Let's do t.cs. Oh, I need a namespace maybe? Is that not enough to... okay. Should be enough, right? Yeah, there you go. Name can be simplified. Okay, whatever that means. But this should add the name. So let's go back. And I think we can just return okay, right? All right. This took a while. So now we basically just need to make a post request, and that's going to add the name with whatever we pass in as a value, right? So if I go, and then we probably have to configure the connection string somewhere. Let's see, where's the time? Oops, almost 2 hours. Let's quickly do this. Web. It's not a weather API, but that's fine. So I'll do public async task string, and we'll say post name, right? Because it's a post. Well, actually, it's void, right? We're not returning anything. Can be void? No, it can't. Oh, because it does return something, right? So cancellation token, taking the name, post as JSON string. So we're posting this thing, ensure that it's good, and then just read as string async, even though we're not returning anything necessarily. So we have that. And then I'll just make this on a, actually, let's go on a counter page and say, add another button that says, add a name. I'll just do a private void add name. I'll figure out how to call it. Add name. I'm just hard coding the name to something just so we can get it to work. And let me see how to. We have to inject the weather API. And over here, we'll do await weather API dot add name, post name async, right? Why not? Let's do John Doe. And why is it complaining? We don't know. It's red, but I don't know why. It's not telling me anything. Maybe just because. I don't know. Let's see. Well, we'll actually see why it fails, right? Let's go to could not reload. There you go. Oh, missing. Something's missing. There you go. Something is complaining, so that's good. So API service failed to start. Missing subscription configuration. Okay, there we go. So we need to configure how we need to tell it to use Azurite. So let's see, how do we use Azurite here, or how to actually add it to use Azurite. Connect to storage, Azurite, and I think these are just different. It's probably going to tell us somewhere. Sample solution, add the projects, add the components. We have that. We have this. We have this. Queue connection. Add Azure Queue Cloud. Oh, so this is okay. Create the form. It's fine. Update the app host. Okay. Where do we tell it to connect? Where's the maybe I'll look at the example. Worker. There's no connection, but this one is using blob connection, right? Add calls to add integration, but before. Okay, so that's what we have, right? In this guy. But we're not at Azure table. Blob connection. So let's do table connection here, just so we are like same, because then I can go to this project and actually see if they're referencing that in the they probably are somewhere in the what are those things called? Let's see here. In the development settings. Yeah, there you go. So connection string. So this is the key that it keys off of, right? So if I leave this as tables and I go to development, logging, and I do connection strings. I'll call this tables. And let's see. This is the one that we have. Where do I access this? Compare folders, Docker, GitLens, Remote Explorer, extensions, introduction, getting started. Azure, right? Oh, I actually have to run it, right? Azure. No, it should run. It's run from here. There you go. Azure, right? Start. Okay. Azure, right? Oh, that's it. Code extension. So tables host is 10,002 and 127,001. So if I do 107 700,001 10,002 should be it, right? Let's see. So details, missing subscription. Do I need to add this somewhere else? Let's see. Was this one, right? So there's nothing there. And then let's look at the app host. This one doesn't need any connection strings. There's nothing in service defaults, right? There's an Aspire storage. It has the same connection strings that I already have right here. Maybe I need to restart it because it was a change in the. Oh, no. There we go. What is it saying? The await operator can only be used within an. Oh, it's not. It wasn't an async method. That's why this was complaining, right? So this would be probably async, right? Just like this one here. And yeah, I think so. I just don't know if there's like an await here. Do I have to do this? Maybe not. I'm not sure. Yeah, see, it's complete. No, it's fine. So let's see. Let's try again. Okay, so it looks like this is fine. And save to user secret. No, it's still not connecting. So using default Azure credential for provision. This might not work. See for more information. Yeah, this is not taking me anywhere. Yeah, that's broken broken aka .ms link. Let's go back here. Let's see. Nope. It was this one, right? Connect. Component. Queue connection. Create the phone. Yeah, there's nothing. How to configure Azure right with .NET Aspire. There you go. Yeah, so I have it here, but then it's not telling me actually anything about, right, Azure, right? To do so, to use the emulator, install it. Yeah, we did that. Visual Studio Code cannot be run from a command line if you only install instead. Use Azure. What? Okay. Oh, okay. So I have that, right? Azure, right? Yeah. So I have like it is. I'm assuming it's running. I don't know where to like. I don't see it anywhere in like there. I don't see a extensions. I don't see any UI for it here. Right? There's no UI in VS Code at least. So I'm assuming it's running. Oh, there was a connect to, right? Connect to Azure with SDK and tools. Azure from Azure tools like Azure. Why is Azure Storage Explorer? Okay, oh, Azure Storage Explorer is. I think I might have that. If I don't, let's look at this one because this one will allow us to actually look at the data that's in Azurite and actually see, oh yeah, this will allow us to actually see whether Azurite is running or not. So let me do that. Just install the app, Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer applications, and Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer. Let's run it. And then from there, we can actually connect to, hopefully, to the emulator, right? Storage accounts, emulator, loading. Oh, so there is this the Azurite thing? Or is this the tables? Quick access, search from here, connect. Local storage, okay, local dev store account, blobs, queues, tables. Yeah, I think that's the, sure, yeah. Oh, it has to be the storage account name, maybe. That's what I'm missing. Local. Yeah, so there's nothing there. So let's do, maybe I was using the wrong connection string. So it's this, but well, it's actually this, right? With the account name as well. Let's go. Let's see. Okay. Let's rerun. See if something comes up. If it doesn't, I think I'll call it. I'll be done here. Uh, yeah, it's still saying that it's not. Doesn't know how to connect. It's missing, right? It's missing subscription, Azure storage, resource, Azure table storage, resource, table, builder, Azure. Do I have to Azure? Yeah, there's no keyed Azure table. There's a singleton mode, enables retries. And what's this? I'll reach the configuration. Aspire. Oh, there you go. There's some configuration somewhere else. Azure, Aspire. Oh, where is this? Supports extensions. It loads from the app settings. Oh, no. That's not. I have to do this service URI, right? Yeah, that's what I added. The corresponding. And this is not like I didn't see that in the repo here at all, right? There's no app host. No, there's nothing here. Nothing here. Service defaults. There's nothing queue table related here either. All the stuff is connection, which I have, right? That's what I added. And this is where they're consuming it. That's what I have as well. And then there's the connection string here, which I have as well. And then there's an Azure storage project. Same thing, right? It's referencing that. It has the connection string. Yeah, and that's it. There's nothing else. Yeah. Anyway, so I've been going for 2 hours. I'm gonna stop here. I'll try to figure this out because now it is bugging me a little bit. Uh, but so far, I think that was pretty. It's a nice project. Interesting way to connect things together. And like if you're in the Azure ecosystem, it should be fairly, hopefully, fingers crossed, right? Fairly straightforward to connect to any Azure services and then get the nice nice dashboard, right, with like traces and metrics and logging and everything. The only thing that I didn't actually like look at and see, how do you, was this meant more for uh like running things locally, or is this more of a like, or is there a way to, oh, deployment. So they do have a deployment section there. That was the other thing. How do I actually deploy these things? I'm reading the docs here. .NET Aspire enables deployment to Azure Container Apps. The number of environments can deploy will grow over time. Okay, so you can actually to deploy to Kubernetes as well. And there's a project called Aspire 8. I guess referencing to Kubernetes, right? Aspire 8. Is that how you pronounce? Probably. And looks like, looks like an not expected website, but yeah, Aspire and then number 8, and this one allows you to deploy things to Kubernetes, but it looks like it creates multiple Docker images, I'm assuming, when you're deploying things. So local Azure provisioning. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, interesting thing. Check it out. .NET Aspire, I guess. Search for that if you want to check it out. All right. See everyone next time. Bye.